For over 2 decades, Pixar has given us monsters. Funny monsters, scary monsters, monsters who work 9-to-5 jobs, monsters who go to college, and monsters who fall from grace. Today, we're breaking down every major Pixar monster's defeat and downfall from Monsters Incorporated to Monsters University and beyond. Let's see what happens when monsters lose. Monsters Incorporated gave us Randall Boggs, a chameleon-like monster who can turn invisible. He's the second best scarer at Monsters Incorporated, second to James P. Sullivan, and that drives him crazy. Randall is obsessed with being number 1. He checks the leaderboard constantly, works overtime, pushes himself beyond exhaustion. But he's always second, always behind Sully. So Randall makes a deal with Henry J. Waternoose, the chief executive officer of Monsters Incorporated. They're building a machine, the Scream Extractor, a device that forcibly extracts screams from human children, no scarer needed. Randall is willing to kidnap children and uses Boo to test the machine, crossing every ethical line imaginable. But he makes a mistake. He accidentally lets a human child, Boo, escape into the monster world. And Sully finds her. Randall desperately tries to get Boo back, tries to capture her before anyone discovers what he's done. But Sully protects her, Mike helps, and Randall's plan starts falling apart. The confrontation comes in the door vault, thousands of doors, each leading to a child's bedroom. Randall attacks Sully, turns invisible, fights dirty, it's vicious and brutal. Then Boo sees Randall attacking Sully, and despite being terrified of Randall, she attacks him, hits him with a bat, over and over, this tiny child defending the monster who protected her. Randall becomes visible, vulnerable, and a human child is beating him. Sully and Mike trap Randall. They open a door to the human world, and they throw him through. Randall lands in a trailer home somewhere in the swamp, and the humans inside attack him with a shovel. Another gator? Gimme that shovel. Randall is beaten by hillbillies, his worst nightmare. Monsters fear humans, and here he is, defenseless in the human world, being attacked. Then Sully destroys the door, splinters it, there's no way back. Randall is trapped in the human world, alone, beaten, exiled from the only home he's ever known. Randall's downfall is complete. He sacrificed his ethics for ambition, kidnapped children, betrayed every value Monsters Incorporated supposedly stands for. And he lost everything, his job, his home, his world. He's stranded in the place monsters fear most, forever. Henry J. Waternoose III is the chief executive officer of Monsters Incorporated in 3rd generation. His family built the company. He seems like a good leader, respected, caring about his employees. But Monsters Incorporated is struggling. There's an energy crisis. Kids aren't scared like they used to be. The company is failing. And Waternoose is desperate. So he makes a terrible choice. He partners with Randall, approves the Scream Extractor project, a machine that kidnaps children and forcibly extracts their screams. When confronted, Waternoose reveals his true desperation. I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die. He tries to silence Sully and Mike, banish them to the Himalayas, let them freeze to death, anything to protect his secret. But Sully and Mike set a trap. They record Waternoose's confession, get him to admit everything. And the CDA, the Child Detection Agency, hears everything. Waternoose is arrested, dragged away by the CDA, his legacy destroyed. Sully, please. But there's no mercy, no second chances. Henry J. Waternoose's downfall is tragic in a way. He genuinely loved his company, wanted to save it, wanted to protect the legacy his grandfather built. But he made evil choices, justified kidnapping children, was willing to kill his own employees. And in the end, his desperation destroyed him. The company survived, but without him, Fungus is Randall's assistant, a nervous, 3-eyed monster who just wants to do his job. He helps Randall with the Scream Extractor, but he's clearly uncomfortable, scared. He doesn't want to be doing this. When Randall tests the machine, Fungus accidentally gets caught in it. His own screams are extracted. He's traumatized. Later, the CDA interrogates him, and Fungus cracks immediately, tells them everything. He's not evil, just a coward who followed orders. Fungus's defeat is being complicit. He knew what was happening, helped build the machine, but was too scared to say no. Fungus's fate is uncertain. He is exposed as a participant, though not the mastermind. Even if he was terrified the whole time. The CDA isn't exactly a villain, but they represent the system, the fear, the belief that human children are toxic. When they discover a human child in the monster world, they overreact, massively. They quarantine entire city blocks, destroy everything Boo touched. Then we learn Roz, the slug-like receptionist everyone ignored, is actually the head of the CDA. She's been investigating Waternoose and Randall the whole time. The CDA's defeat is ideological. Their entire system was built on fear, on believing human children are dangerous. But Sully proves laughter is 10 times more powerful than screams, and harmless. The CDA doesn't fall, but their worldview does. Everything they believed is proven wrong. Monsters University gave us Dean Hardscrabble, the legendary scarer, now dean of the most prestigious scaring program in the monster world. She's intimidating, a massive centipede dragon hybrid. She can fly. She keeps her old Scream canister in her office, a symbol of her greatest personal achievement. Hardscrabble has impossibly high standards. She believes scarers are born, not made. That if you don't have natural talent, you should quit. During an argument between Mike and Sully, Mike accidentally breaks Hardscrabble's precious Scream canister, her greatest achievement, destroyed. Hardscrabble kicks them both out of the scaring program. She doesn't care that it was an accident, doesn't care about potential. You are not scary, not even a little bit. She tells Mike he'll never be a scarer, that he doesn't have what it takes. Mike and Sully join Oozma Kappa, the loser fraternity, and enter the scare games. If they win, Hardscrabble will let them back in the program. Hardscrabble watches dismissively, convinced they'll fail. That Mike especially will prove her right. But Oozma Kappa wins. Against all odds, they beat every expectation. Then Hardscrabble discovers the truth. Mike cheated in the final round. Sully rigged the simulator to make Mike's scare look more powerful than it was. Mike wasn't actually scary enough. Mike, devastated, breaks into the door lab, goes through a door to a human summer camp, tries to prove he's scary by scaring actual children. And he fails. The children laugh at him. Hardscrabble has to shut down the door, but Mike and Sully are trapped on the other side. Then something impossible happens. Mike and Sully generate so much Scream energy from the human side, by scaring adult humans at the summer camp, that they overload the door and break back through. Hardscrabble witnesses this, an impossible feat. They generated more Scream energy than any students in history. And she admits, quietly, that she was wrong. You surprised me. Perhaps I should keep an eye out for more surprises like you in the future. Dean Hardscrabble's defeat is being proven wrong. She believed talent is innate, that hard work doesn't matter, that Mike could never be scary. But Mike and Sully prove that determination, teamwork, and creativity matter more than natural talent. She doesn't lose her position, but she loses her rigid worldview, and she gains respect for students she dismissed. Johnny Worthington is the president of Roar Omega Roar, the best fraternity on campus, the cool kids. He's arrogant, condescending. He treats the loser fraternities like they're beneath him. When he meets Oozma Kappa, he mocks them, calls them adorable, says they'll never be real scarers. Johnny competes in the scare games. He's confident. His fraternity has won multiple times. This should be easy. But Oozma Kappa keeps advancing, round after round, and Johnny starts getting nervous. The final round comes down to Johnny versus Mike, one-on-one in the scare simulator. Johnny gives a powerful scare. He's good, really good, and he knows it. Then Mike's score comes up, higher than Johnny's. Oozma Kappa wins. Of course, we later learn Sully rigged the simulator, but Johnny doesn't know that. Johnny is publicly humiliated. He lost to the loser fraternity, the cute monsters he mocked. His ego is shattered, his fraternity's reputation damaged. And we see his true character. He's shallow, only cares about winning and maintaining status. When his teammate Chet celebrates OK's victory because it was genuinely impressive, Johnny coldly dismisses him. Johnny Worthington's defeat is ego death. He built his entire identity on being the best, the coolest, the most talented. And when he lost, he had nothing. No grace, no sportsmanship, just bitterness and shallow pride. Chet Alexander is Johnny's vice president at Roar Omega Roar. He's loyal to Johnny, follows his lead. But when Oozma Kappa wins, Chet is genuinely impressed. He congratulates them, shows real sportsmanship. And Johnny immediately shuts him down, makes it clear that congratulating the losers isn't acceptable. Chet's defeat is realizing his friend is shallow, that Johnny only values winning, that the brotherhood he believed in was based on status, not genuine respect. It's a small defeat, but it's the loss of illusion, seeing someone you admired revealed as petty and cruel. Monsters University showed us Randy Boggs before he became Randall, before he was a villain. He's Mike's roommate, friendly, optimistic, wears glasses, bad at being scary but trying his best. But Randy gets bullied, a lot, by the cool kids, by ROR. He's not cool enough, not scary enough. He desperately tries to fit in, changes his appearance, loses the glasses, changes his name to Randall, joins ROR. And to stay in Johnny's good graces, he betrays Mike, his roommate, his friend. When Johnny tells him to choose between Mike and ROR, Randy chooses status. Randy's defeat is losing himself. He was a good person, a genuine friend, but he was so desperate to be accepted, to be cool, that he betrayed his values. And we see the beginning of his transformation into the Randall we meet in Monsters Incorporated. The bitter, competitive monster who cares about nothing except winning. Randy's downfall started in college, when he chose status over friendship, when he decided being liked was more important than being good. Oozma Kappa isn't a villain fraternity, but each member faces their own defeat before the story begins. Don Carlton is a mature student. He failed in his previous career as a salesman. He's going back to school in middle age, trying to reinvent himself. His defeat is career failure, starting over when everyone else his age is established. Terry and Terry are two heads on one body. They argue constantly, can't agree on anything. Their defeat is being literally stuck with someone you can't get along with. Squishy is painfully shy. Anxious, still lives with his mom. His defeat is social anxiety, being too scared to put himself out there. Art, weird, philosophical. Nobody understands him. His defeat is being too strange for mainstream acceptance. And collectively, OK has lost. Repeatedly. They're the worst fraternity on campus, and they've accepted it. Their defeat of defeatism is what makes their victory meaningful. They stopped accepting failure, started believing in themselves. Onward technically has a monster, the manticore, called Corey. She's running a family-friendly restaurant. But she used to be a fierce warrior, sent adventurers on dangerous quests. She has a breakdown, realizes she's lost herself, became corporate and safe, forgot what it means to be a manticore. Her restaurant burns down, but it's not really a defeat, it's liberation. The manticore's defeat is losing herself to capitalism and safety, becoming a shadow of her former self. But she reclaims her identity, gets her warrior spirit back. Pixar's monsters taught us something interesting about defeat. Some villains, like Randall and Waternoose, fell because of greed and desperation. They sacrificed ethics for success and lost everything. Others, like Johnny and young Randy, fell because of ego and insecurity. They needed to be the best, needed to be accepted, and that need corrupted them. And some, like Dean Hardscrabble, didn't fall so much as evolve. She was proven wrong, had to admit her rigid beliefs were limiting. That's not villainy, that's growth. The CDA's defeat was ideological. An entire system built on fear proved wrong, replaced by something better. But the real lesson of Pixar's monsters is this. The people who tell you that you can't succeed, that you're not good enough, that you should give up, they're often protecting their own insecurities. Randall couldn't stand being second. Waternoose couldn't imagine a better way. Hardscrabble couldn't accept that hard work beats natural talent. And they were all proven wrong by monsters who refused to accept defeat. Which Pixar monster had the most satisfying defeat? Was it Randall being beaten by a child and exiled to the human world? Waternoose arrested after his confession? Dean Hardscrabble being proven wrong by the students she dismissed? Or was it Johnny Worthington's ego being shattered by the losers he mocked? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell us which monster got what they deserved. And subscribe for more deep dives into Pixar's incredible stories. See you guys at our next story. Don't forget to like and subscribe.